Towards the end of the Sundance Film Festival, things do start to turn a little bit strange. The delegates here have watched too many movies, they've stood in too many queues, they've gone a bit woozy and boss-eyed. Some of them are even hearing voices. Ryan Reynolds works in a toilet factory, skips his medication and turns psycho killer in The Voices, a ghoulish creepshow of a film that co-stars Gemma Arterton and Anna Kendrick, along with a nice talking dog and an evil talking cat. It's directed by Persepolis' Marjane Satrapi, who keeps everything overheated, over-amplified, and cooks up an enjoyably trashy bit of pulp cinema. Marjane Satrapi's The Voices there, and while I was conversing with the dog and the cat, other people were watching a man having his head fried on a hot plate. Here's Henry Barnes to tell us all about The Raid 2.
At this point we normally describe the plot of a film, but I can't with The Raid 2 because there isn't one to speak of. What there is round after round of bone-snapping brutality and some of the most unbelievable fight scenes ever put to film. Welsh director Gareth steers us through the carnage. He's a master at capturing the art of violence, of placing the camera exactly where the next punch is going to land. The fights roll on, the body count rises. Action fans will love this, but those looking for a decent yarn can expect to be the next to suffer.
Thanks to Henry there. And after all that comic book violence, it's probably high time we had a documentary to keep us halfway honest. This is the internet's own boy.
Aaron Swartz was prosecuted by the U.S. Attorney's Office in Massachusetts for allegedly breaking into the computer networks at MIT. He was charged with crimes that would have carried a penalty of up to 35 years in prison and a $1 million fine, raising questions of prosecutorial zeal and I would say even misconduct. Have you looked into that particular matter and reached any conclusions?
Aaron Swartz was the child prodigy turned internet activist turned federal fall guy, targeted by the FBI after downloading public records. But who's the real thief here? Schwartz, who claimed not to profit from his hacking, or the corporations who digitize public information and keep it under lock and key? Brian Knappenberger's solid, unfussy documentary forcefully puts the case for the defense.
Growing up, I slowly had this process of realizing that all the things around me that people had told me were just the natural way things were, the way things always would be. They weren't natural at all. They were things that could be changed, and they were things that, more importantly, were wrong and should change. And once I realized that, there was really kind of no going back.
Action flicks, documentaries and flesh and blood horror comics, Sundance pretty much has it covered. There's a sense now that the festival is beginning to wind down, it's turning out the lights. We're back tomorrow to wrap the whole thing up.